is Joko Santolaya. I'm a psychologist and I will talk to you about rape victims. Rape victims may experience severe psychological effects. This depends upon several factors, such as self-esteem, social support, which includes friends and family, life cycle stage. For example, if it's a younger person or an older person, and the maturity level, and the way he or she is treated as a victim. Now, there still exists in our society ignorance towards the rape victim, causing for many of them an additional stress. Rape victims might feel ashamed, and they might go into silence. They can't be around members of the opposite sex because they don't trust them anymore. And they might become shy, nervous, and lose their trust, even if they were outgoing in the first place. 60% of sexual assaults are not reported to the police. You might ask yourself why. Well, it's humiliating. It takes a lot to go through a court and relive everything. You just want to get on with his or her life and forget about the experience. There is also a fear of not being believed, either by the society, by their friends and family, not having support, or even that they will come out and tell it and that their victimizer is not prosecuted. Now, a rape victim might also feel very unsafe. For example, they can't sleep at night and they're looking behind their backs all the time. 44% of victims are under age 18. That means that they have no way of self-defense, no way of fighting back, no strength, nothing. Every 2 minutes, someone is sexually assaulted in the US. Now, this is very shocking, but there might be better ways to get rid of these statistics and to prevent it. How many rapists are actually prosecuted? 15 of 16 rapists will never spend a day in jail. Now, this is very shocking. It just seems that our courts and our system is just not justice anymore. The worst part is that victims know they're rapists. 38% of victims know they're rapists before the crime is committed. Now, for this reason, our organization strives to raise awareness. It's important that young students and other young people have the information in order to better interact. Now, we plan to go to high schools to raise awareness, even to middle schools and elementary schools. Yes, they do give speeches, but it's not enough information. They say don't get into strangers' cars, but there should be more information on what inappropriate touching is. If somebody tries to hold you and they're a complete stranger, if they try to get you to go with them, this is something that children don't know. Now, for the teen boundaries. A lot of teens, they use provocative clothing, they start flirting, they start touching. They're in that age where they're starting to understand their sexuality. Now, they need to understand what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. They need to have help for when they're being harassed. They will feel uncomfortable when they do, and they need to know boundaries. For example, young men in high school need to be aware of boundaries, like respect when a woman says no, and know that it's not a game, that you're actually harming another human being. Now, when this does happen, when rape does happen, there's a big loss of faith in society and in order. For this reason, our organization is trying to give them a strong community support with other rape victims that may act as advisors to them, to help them with their experiences and to help them develop through this horrible stage. Also, we are trying to give them a way to feel safe again by giving them different contacts that they can rely on with their experience.
Good afternoon. I'm the Vice President of WTO. There are many, many, many women working in this organization, and after hearing my intern and discussing with my president, this cause is more important than anything. There are children unaware of this, and to be honest with you, this is not something that we can avoid. It's nothing like abuse. You can't just go out anywhere and it's going to be there. This is information that we need to have. So our organization is providing medical emergency buttons. We are providing jobs for young adults that have gone through this and want to counsel younger students that have also gone through it recently but don't know how to deal with it. This is something that we need to get done because there isn't anywhere I found. And you know what? I'm glad that we're doing this, because if we didn't, there would be no awareness. We need to help our victims survive because there are too many suicides. This is something that we can do as a rehabilitation for everything, but this is the main thing. Rape victims do not have that. There's no one to go to. There's no one to speak to. They're intimidated to talk to people. They don't know how to tell their story. Most of the time, they spend their nights crying themselves to sleep. And we can provide something that they've never had, comfort, to talk about it, no matter what, because we're not going to judge them. And these jobs will give us openness for everything. You know, I've always seen with this rehabilitation center, we can provide everything. So at this point, all we need is for you guys to listen to us and hear our plead. Please, Broward County, please. Help us fund this. Help us save children and young women and even older women. Anyone can benefit from this. This is something that we've never had before, and we have it in different states, but it's very limited. And we really need the resources to fund this and to have this grow. We need to even be able to protest to Google, to put up words like S, and it'll lead to sex offender sites where it says where we are being let known of who are the sex offenders and who are not the sex offenders, and we need more information. We just know their names. How do we know they're not still working in anywhere around these children or even these women? We need people to know so we're not scared, because anyone can be scared and they won't be able to do anything about it because they can't talk to anyone about it. Life hurts and many things happen, but this is something that we needed support from. In every aspect, this is something that we can't deal with by ourselves, and if we work as a community and as a group, we can do this. This can go worldwide, not just countywide. Thank you so much for your time, and I sincerely appreciate this. Me, and on behalf of my entire staff, my president, my lawyer, and my psychologist, I appreciate your time. Thank you.